Welcome back, and this is Kavya again. So, guys, in the previous video, we got to know as there are several ways of creating a NumPy array. So now let's see as how we can create arrays from Python structures. So to start with, let's create arrays using Python list. So to show you further on this, let me just come back to my Jupyter notebook. Yeah, we are back on our Jupyter notebook. So here to create the NumPy array, we actually make use of np.array function. And here inside this parenthesis of this function, we will be passing the Python list, which we want to convert it into a NumPy array. Now to illustrate the same, what I'll do is I'll just first create a Python list. But before that, let me import this NumPy to my notebook. So import NumPy as np. Import NumPy as np. Okay, now I'll just create a Python list over here. So it will be like I'll just give the name as py underscore list, that is py underscore list, and then I'll give some list like 10, 20, 30 up to 70. Okay, 40, 50, 60 and 70. Fine. Now to convert this Python list into NumPy array, what we will do is we will simply pass this list into np.array function. So for that, I'll write as py underscore array, like something like Python array, is equal to np.array of Python, that is py underscore list. Okay. And then I'll just I'll write the print statement over here so that I can display the output. Okay. Then let me just execute this code cell over here. Yes, we have the output, and now let's check the type of the newly created array. So for that, I'll write as print of type of Python array, that is the array which we have created, and execute this. So guys, if you observe this output, it says as this array is of type nd array, that is n-dimensional array. So guys, if you have observed, it is like just now we learned the usage of one new function, that is np.array function. So now to know more about this function, like as how many parameter it takes in or in which order or many more things. So to understand about any function and its parameter, what we have to do is we just have to write the required function over here. It is like this. I'll write as np.array. And then we have to press the shift plus tab key. Yes, shift plus tab key in the keyboard. See, this has displayed the docstring of this numpy.array function. And guys, if you want to see the complete documentation, then what you have to do is you just have to click on the plus symbol over here. Okay, see, we now get to see the complete documentation over here, like full-fledged information about the parameters, and we also get to see some notes on the function, examples, and many more things. Okay, so now observe here. Yes, these are the parameters that np.array function accepts. So this is the first parameter it accepts, that is object. That means an object that has to be converted into NumPy array. Now the second parameter is dtype, and this is one of the important parameter which we use very frequently, and this dtype is nothing but the data type which we want to have the array elements. So now let's see as how we pass these parameters in the function. So for that, I'll write my code as, again I'll write as pylist is equal to the same list as before, that is like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. And then it will be like pyArray is equal to np.array of, I'll be sending the two parameters. One is object, that is pylist, and another is data type, that is dtype is equal to float. Okay. So here the first parameter is the object, that is any object exposing the array interface, and here I am passing this as pylist. Okay, and then we have got the second parameter wherein we can mention the desired data type for the array. So here I want the output array should be in floating point, hence I have specified it as float. Got it? So now I have to print the resulting array. So I just write the print statement over here. Pylist. pi array. Okay, and then execute the code cell. Yes, since we have mentioned the dtype as float in our code, we are getting the resultant array in the form of floating point. Okay, so guys, in this way we can make use of this parameter dtype to specify the data type of the array. And one more thing, that is the available data types in the NumPy array are like boolean, integer, float and complex. You can use any of the time as per your requirement. Fine. Now let me take up one more example here. But before that, guys, do you remember that in the previous video, I have told you as every element of the NumPy array should be of same type. Do you remember that? Yes, but the question is, what if the types doesn't match? What happens in that case? Yes, in that case, this NumPy will try to upcast it in the possible scenario. So now to illustrate the same, what I'll do is I'll again write some code so that you can understand it very properly. Okay, so pylist is equal to, I'll send some numbers like 3.14 and 2, 4, 6.12, 6.12 and 8 and 8. 8 and 10. Okay, and then Python array, that is array1 is equal to np.array of pylist. Okay, and then I'll write the print statement arr1 and execute this. Yeah, if you observe this output, then we can see as the integers, yes, the integers are upcasted to floating point numbers. So collectively, I can say as if this d type or the data type is not given, then the type will be determined as the minimum type required to hold the objects in sequence. So this argument, that is d type, can also be used for upcasting an array. And here in our output, the integers are upcasted to floating point. Got it? So guys, we just created a NumPy array using Python list, and it was a 1D array, that is one-dimensional array. So now let's see as how we can create a multi-dimensional array. Now, to create a multi-dimensional array, what we have to do is we just have to pass in the series of lists inside the parentheses of np.array function. Simple? Let us do it. So it will be like pylist1. Yes, pylist1 is equal to, I'll pass as 1, 2 and 3, and then pylist2 is equal to 4, 5 and 6. And then arr1 is equal to np.array of pylist1, pylist2, pylist1, pylist2, and then I'll just mention the d type over here. Yeah, I'll just mention the d type as float. Okay, let me just tell you as what I'm doing over here. That is, here I'm passing the Python list inside the np.array function, and also I'm specifying the data type as float. And after that, to print the resultant array, I have written as print arr1, that is the resultant array which we want over here. Okay, let me execute this. Yes, we have the output, and now to confirm as whether it is 2D array or not, let's print the shape of the array. So it will be like print of arr1.shape, that is shape of array is, and then it is arr1.shape, and execute this. So we have the output as 2, 3. That means we have got 2 rows and 3 columns in our resultant array. Of course, guys, it is a 2D array. So this was one way of creating a 2D array using a Python list in NumPy array. So guys, let's take up one more example so that we get to know as how we can initialize this multi-dimensional array. So here I'll write as in a different way, in different fashion, like L is equal to list of, I'm using range object over here. Okay, I'm using range object over here. It is like list of range of I comma I plus 2, then I'm using for loop also, that is for I in 2, 3 and 4. So just to confirm here, I'm just performing the list comprehension operation for generating list of lists. Okay. So now let me print it using the print statement as usual. Print of L. Okay. And then execute this. Yes, this is how it looks like. That is 2, 3, 3, 4 and 4, 5. So now to convert this list of lists into NumPy array, what we have to do is we just have to pass this inside the NumPy array function. Yes, we have to pass this output inside the NumPy array function. So it will be like np.array of L and execute this. Great, we have the output, and if you observe this, then we can say as the inner lists, yes, these inner lists are treated as rows of the resulting 2D array. That is, if you observe this list of lists, then this first inner list, that is 2, 3, is treated as the first row in our resulting 2D array, and in the same way 3, 4 3, 4 is the second row and 4, 5 is the third row. Got it? Okay. So now, apart from Python list, we can also use this np.array, that is NumPy array, to create the arrays from tuple. So to convert the tuples into array, what we can do is, I'll just create a tuple first. That is tuple1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Easy, no? And then inside this np.array, I'll just pass this tuple1. Simple. And execute this. See, we got the output. Now, just like the Python list, here also we can pass the dtype parameter inside this np.array. So now what I'll do is I'll just write as same thing, tuple1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then inside this np.array I'll just add one more parameter, that is dtype. That is dtype is equal to complex. Yes, let's try out with complex this time and execute this. See, the output we have as the complex numbers, that is the number constituting of both real as well as imaginary part. Got it? Great. So now moving ahead, we can also use this np.array to create the arrays from range objects. But how do we do it? Let's see as how we can do it. Here, I'll again use this same function, that is np.array of range of 5. Yes, I'm just sending the range object over here. Okay, and execute this. See, we got the array as an output. So now let me just mention the range with the start value as well as stop value and even the step size. Okay, after that I'll convert it into an array. So it will be like np.array of range of I'll give start and stop as 1 to 10, that is 1, 10, and the step size as 2. Okay, and execute this. So the output obtained is within the range, and that too with the step size 2. Okay. So now let's mention the dtype for the resultant array. So for the same thing, I'll just add the parameter dtype, that is np.array of range of 1, 10, 2. And I'll just add the dtype as float. Yeah, let's take up this float this time and execute this. Yes, we have the array as an output with the data type float. So guys, this was all about the array creation using Python structures. In the upcoming videos, let's learn everything about the intrinsic NumPy array creation, that is creating arrays from scratch. Till then, take care and happy learning. See you then.